listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Braxton Family Values After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Braxton Family Values After Show.
What's up?
This is when Toni was the cutest, I
Yes.
think. I think when she had Tyson Beckford in the video, and he gets hit by the bus off the bike, and she runs out, weave in the wind, like, oh my God, Tyson.
She was pretty cute. She was pretty cute.
Bing is for doing, yes, you guys, it's the premiere of the Braxtons Family Value Show here on AfterBuzz TV. Happy Sunday to you. Big Jason J. Cardi here on the mic. Hello.
What's up? It's Ashley Gray. I have missed being in the AfterBuzz studio, and I'm really excited for this premiere of the Braxton Family Values.
So, AfterBuzzers, I didn't know Ashley Gray was such a fox. I get an email saying, oh, you're going to be working with this Ashley Gray girl. I'm like, who the hell is that? Trust me, it'll be worth it. And bam, here you are like a vision.
Yes, I am here. And happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you Irishmen.
I'm not wearing any.
And we're not wearing
hold
any.
On. Wait, I think my drawers are green.
His underwear.
Nope, they're red. Oh, well, I don't like green anyway, so there you go. So it's season 3, episode 1 of the Braxton Family Values. Ciao, Braxtons. Let's give you a little bit of history about the Braxton Family Values. First of all, this show debuted in 2011 on WeTV, which was really random because, I mean, Toni Braxton had been the only relevant Braxton for the longest time.
I was like, she has sisters? Wait.
Well, I knew she had sisters because they had the group The Braxtons.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s. I have their album So Many Ways. Love them. And then, you know, Toni had bankruptcy, so many things. She had a show in Vegas called Toni Braxton Live, which is really, really good. Very, very good. Several albums. She put out an album back in 2010 called Pulse that had the hit single Hands Tied. Good stuff. I was like, okay, I'll watch this show.
Yeah.
But lo and behold, Ash, perfect television material.
Yes.
Sisters, all the famous from a famous family.
Yeah.
And they all can sing. They're all gorgeous, even the big one.
Even
Tawanda, Trina, Tracy, Tamar, and Toni. Say that 5 times.
Exactly. You can't do it.
You can't. So here we are, 3 seasons in, and America's hooked. The Braxtons have arrived. Tamar Braxton is one of the...
She's the leading person. She's like the star. And forget Toni. Now it's all about Tay-Tay.
For real. And
she did that. She did it.
She did it. Boom. She, me, her, did it.
Exactly.
And what's really cool about Tamar is that not only has she been able to become the breakout star of the Braxtons, but she's also ushered in a new legion of fans called Tamartians.
Yes.
Are you a Tamartian now?
I am a Tamartian.
I don't know if I'm a Tamartian.
I'm a Tamartian. I love her.
I'm a Tonartian.
Oh. Yeah, I love it.
I just made that up. Boom. Hashtag Tonartian. Toni Braxton, if you're listening, there you go. Tonartians.
Speaking of hashtags, make sure that you guys tweet us. You can tweet me at @TweetNinaMarie during the show. If you have any questions, comments, we'll be sure to bring it up and shout you out.
There you go. So here we are. The premiere of the Braxton Family Values season 10 called Ciao, Braxtons. They go to Rome, and over the past couple of seasons, there's been, you know, a lot of brewing drama. As you know, Tamar has had an album back out in 2000 called Tamar. Really good stuff.
Yeah.
I remember buying it like when it came out. Have loved it ever since. She's amazing. Toni even says that Tamar has the best voice.
She has a beautiful voice
out of all the sisters. Yeah. You know, so it's no surprise that she is the star and she's the baby. So a lot of people feel that since she's the baby, like in any family,
I'm the baby.
You want attention.
Of 5.
Whoa. See? There you go. So you can relate, right?
Yeah, I can. I can relate.
You can relate. So, you know, Tamar, of the course of this last 3 years, she's had a spinoff show with her husband Vincent Hubert, who is a powerful music executive in the industry. Lady Gaga, Mindless Behavior. He's been around the block. He's done a lot of stuff with people, and Tamar, I mean, has really made it clear that her music career, she wants to be successful, and she doesn't want to be a doo-wop pop girl singing behind Toni Braxton for the rest of her life.
Yeah, and she, you know, she's always said that she wanted to really push this music career, and it kind of makes me wonder. She's so good, and I think that she has a great voice. Why did it take her this long to reach this, you know, this success? Well,
that's a good question, Ashley. I from watching the previous seasons, I think because a lot of the setbacks that happened with her first album, you know, she was dropped from 2 labels. You know,
but why?
Probably what is
it, her attitude? Is it?
I don't think so. I think it's probably the politics, because SKG DreamWorks was the label she was signed to. That folded. So of course a lot of those artists were scrapped or let go or dropped, and that was back in 2000. The music game has changed a lot since then.
It has.
I mean, people aren't buying whole bodies of work anymore. They're buying singles, you know. So no one really cares about a whole album unless you're Justin Timberlake, Beyonce, Britney Spears. There you go, you know. So I think that's why it's been a while. Plus, she's been singing behind Toni, and that's lucrative as well. I mean, she sang backup on Gaga's last album. Yeah. So she's probably been, you know, it's been in the mix. You just can't, just because your husband's a major producer, doesn't mean you can drop an album. You know. Yeah. But go ahead.
Speaking of, you know, albums, she did bring out her single Love and War, and she has a lot of success, and this is the reason for, you know, it brings us into the show. There was a lot of drama between her and her sisters because of her success, or this is what her sisters believe.
Right.
Is the reason why Tay is acting the way she's acting.
Well, she's not really acting any differently than how she's acted before. You know, Love and War debuted on December 6th on iTunes, #1 in a matter of hours.
It's good.
It's a great song. It's a great album. It's a great album.
Yeah.
A great record. But I think that the issue being, first of all, within reality TV, there's a lot of things we don't see, and there's probably situations that are played up for the camera, of course. I mean, it's reality TV. It would be boring for them to just sit there and, you know, with great weaves and stare at each other.
Hey, what's up?
You know, boom, boom, boom. Hair in the wind, boom, boom. You know, but, you know, she's ambitious. And Tracy, they were calling her the wannabe.
Yeah.
I don't feel that Tracy is a wannabe.
I don't think so either.
I mean, she has a family, she has kids. I would say Trina's more the wannabe.
Oh my god.
With that Party or Go Home record she had last season.
Yeah.
The video was great.
The video's okay. I just don't think that she has it. She doesn't have what it takes to be a star, not a superstar, nothing. So she just needs to go home. I mean, whatever. Just have a couple.
Have a seat, right?
Exactly.
Have a seat. AfterBuzzers, hit us up on YouTube. Let us know what you think about Trina and Tracy. Do you think that they have star quality, or do you think that they're just riding on Toni and Tamar's coattails?
Yeah.
There you go. So they go to Rome. Season 3 opens up with them in Rome. Toni's like, let's go on a girl sister trip.
But Tay don't go.
Well, because Tay has to do 3 weeks of appearances in New York.
Wendy Williams.
She's got to be on, you know, BET. She's doing stuff.
Hosting.
She's busy.
She did some hosting.
Right. You know, last time I checked, Toni Braxton was bankrupt. So it does over the course of these last 3 seasons, Toni's been, you know,
she's been bringing in the bank.
550 Mercedes-Benz, a house in LA, house in Atlanta. Apparently bankruptcy's good. Let me go into bankruptcy, right? I thought when you're bankrupt, you know, you kind of got to count your coins and stuff under the bed.
Right.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
Now, I, however, have never been bankrupt. But I don't got that Toni Braxton kind of money to fly my brothers to Rome.
Do you think it's all for the image, or do you think that this is really, you know, she has this money, she's just spending it, she's enjoying life?
Well, I think, you know, she did have a divorce with Carrie Lewis from Mint Condition. She does have the 2 kids. I think she's probably enjoying life. And Ashley, Toni Braxton got some work done. Is it obvious? It's obvious, right?
It's, you know what? It is pretty obvious. If you look at her long enough, you're like, okay, honey.
Nose, cheeks, forehead, chin.
Yeah, she got some work done.
But she looks great. Toni, we're not hating. Team Libra, you look amazing.
Actually, I like her better with short hair. Short hair on Toni Braxton, maybe because that's just what I'm used to.
Right.
But I think she is absolutely stunning, beautiful, no matter what. But short hair on her, gorgeous.
Bald Toni, the bomb, right?
Love you.
Love the bald Toni.
2 snaps up for bald Toni. Seriously.
So Tamar doesn't go with them to Rome, but you know the other 4 sisters go, and they have really good chemistry.
They do.
One of the things that I've noticed over the course of the seasons, though, Ash, is that Tawanda has always had issues with Tamar.
She's jealous. First of all, she looks Okay, I'm not even gonna go there.
She's kind of
manly a little bit.
What?
I'm just saying she looks a little manly.
How does she
I'm
look
not saying that she
Oh, snap.
I'm not saying that she's not gorgeous. Of course, she's a cute woman, but she does look a little manly. I'm just saying. And I think that she's jealous of Tamar. She always has something negative to say, and it's like that catty kind of negative. And it's like, girlfriend, have a couple, because she already did that. And I'm like, I just can't.
Have a couple.
I just
have
can't.
a whole store. Well, I don't think, okay, Tawanda's one of the older ones. I think it goes Tawanda, Toni, Tawanda, Tracy, Trina,
and then Tamar.
Okay, so I know what I get from Tawanda is that she's more reserved, that she's more laid back. I mean, she was Tony's assistant for eons. I think that just their personalities don't match, and I really, honestly, and truly feel that Tamar is really not that full out. I think that it is a little bit played up for camera because that's the character she has created.
Yeah.
But when they're in Rome, it is Tawanda's birthday. And what was really cool is that she gets a birthday cake that doesn't even say her name. It's supposed to say Tawanda, but the people in Rome can't spell Tawanda, which, by the way, is an awkward name. Tawanda Chloe Braxton. Why couldn't it have been Chloe Tawanda? That sounds so much better.
So cute.
Right, Chloe Tawanda?
But they need to keep the T's.
Like
Toni, Tracy, Trina, Tawanda.
That's so like down south. Like,
Tawanda.
It's like Tawanda. Like you could drag out. What is her nickname? Toe. Yo, Toe. Hey, Toe. What up, Toe? So, real quick sidebar. Tracy with the bald hair, with the blonde bald hair. How you feel about it?
I love it. I absolutely love her hair like this. It's very Nene Leakish, but I love it. Nene Leakish. I just did that. She did that. I think it's absolutely. It looks beautiful on her.
Right. It's good.
What I don't like is that. Okay, so we all know Italian men love them some black girls. I mean, let's just keep it real. They love them some black girls. But she was like, oh, he pinching my ass. First of all, what sister you know let somebody come up to them and pinch at their ass? He gonna get slapped in the ass. It's just not gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen.
So, I'm like, when did low self-esteem and letting men grab on you become so popular and so acceptable in mainstream?
Well, I thought that was a hired person to do that because it look.
But what message is it
sending?
That's what I'm
message
saying.
are they
It's like,
sending to
do
young
not
females?
let nobody grab on your body. Your body is a temple, honey. Don't grab on this ass, sir.
And then to add,
unless you pay for it.
What was that?
Unless you pay for it. But let me just tell y'all, I do squats, not shots, okay?
And boom. She be her does squats, not shots. Hashtag Ashley does squats.
Boom,
yes.
with that attitude.
Oh.
And in Trina, in the next scene, Trina's like, why didn't no one want to grab my ass? I didn't get no grabbing-erization. And why does Trina put an Asian after everything? And why does Trina have this
accent?
Canadian accent. So, like, about, like, in the house. So, Toni, I'm, like, going to go and, like, get the house with Toni. It's about me. Not it's like, they ate. She's from Canada. She just flips out into a Canadian accent at the drop of a drink.
You know what? Speaking of her, I did not see Gabe in this episode.
I was hoping, Gabe got all sexy and foxy. Evelyn, Mama E, told him to cut his hair, get it together. Her advice, though, is so lame. Sometimes, Gabe, you just got to change the outside.
Basically.
As well as the inside.
AKA, you look a hot mess.
Right.
Cut that ponytail off. I mean, but Mama E was right.
I know. And he looked great. He looked great. And then she helps people. She's a life coach. Well, because you're Toni Braxton's mom, you're a life coach now? Really? Like, how are you going to, I mean, I understand, respect our elders. With time comes wisdom and stuff. But, I mean, you're still mad at your husband that something happened like 20 years ago.
Exactly. And so I wonder if we're going to, that's can be left for our prediction.
That's going to come back. You think that's going to resurface?
Yes.
Michael Braxton Sr. and E going to town. Well, moving on. So, okay, they're in
Rome.
And Tamar is in New York City.
Yes. Speaking of New York City, back on the screen, she was on the Wendy Williams show. You want to talk about that while we have it up?
I saw that live, as a matter of fact, because I've been a fan of Tamar's. I think Tamar is really. She has a song called "Money Can't Buy You Love" from her first album. Ridiculous. It's so good. Actually, her first album was supposed to be called Ridiculous, but she renamed it Tamar because the label thought it was ridiculous to call an album Ridiculous. So, but she was on Wendy Williams that morning after Love and War dropped, and it was great. The song, okay, I'm gonna be real about the song. I think the song's a great record. I don't really like. The lyrics. Have you ever thought about the lyrics? What she's saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Here
there
we
you go, Marissa. Woo! It's my song. It was produced by Delight. This sound is very 2000s. You know, the same drums that LSG had. A lot of people were using at that time. It's great song. But Love and War was a nice ballad. It was a powerful ballad. But I would have really liked for her to drop Hot Sugar.
Okay.
That would have been great because that was a feel-good record. It was a pump. But anyways, Love and War did well.
How do you think she did on the show, though?
On Wendy Williams, I thought on all her performances, she was great. She has a great voice. She's not a performer. You know, in different seasons, we see her talking about Beyonce, drop it like it's hot, drop it, pick it up.
Yeah.
Tamar, I don't get that from you. I get balladeer, very, you know, I get almost maybe a Mariah Carey kind of thing where she could be that voice.
And that's exactly how I feel. I feel like with the Wendy Williams show, it was okay. It wasn't that good. I feel like it was a little shaky towards the beginning. Right. And then she gained her confidence. And she even mentioned that, you know, she was really nervous and she wanted her voice live to sound exactly like the track. And, you know, I can hear her being really nervous. I heard it in her voice. And I love this song, actually. I think that it's really great. It's very powerful. And what you were saying about you don't see like her being Beyonce or dropping it like it's hot, I feel like she should change up her image because that blonde really didn't work with the song. It didn't work with
the outfit. Nothing.
And so I'm just like, okay, you don't even look like you sound.
She's not there. One of the things that goes into making a really good artist, and I'm not a record producer, I'm not an executive, but I know my artists. I know what I like to see. The reason why Beyonce is so on the money and so on the point is because she's organic, she's hands-on. There's not people telling Beyonce how to be. She may have a team of people that help her cultivate things.
But she calls the shots.
And she's like, every look Beyonce has had has been on the money, perfection. Tamar, I feel, Vince is, like they say in the show, Velcro. They're connected at the hip because Vince has been ill and the things that happened in previous seasons. You know, she almost lost him. I get it. You know, that's your husband. Yeah. You're down for your man. But when it comes to putting out an artist in the marketing and the branding and the image and how you should look, how your public should see you, she really needs to get a hold on that because you're right.
Exactly.
The blonde didn't work with that dress.
It doesn't look. You don't sound like you look.
Exactly. It took away from what would have been a great performance. Exactly. And Wendy Williams is the new Tyra. That's the new Tyra show. Every African American female that is able to watch that show watches Wendy Williams. Yeah. So Tamar, get it together. You, me, her needs to find it. Find it.
So let's go back to Rome. What is Tawanda's obsession with penis? When they first got there, it was like everything that she saw, she was like, oh, look at that palm tree. That looks like a penis.
Well, I think because her and Andre, and as you know, AfterBuzzers, well, if you have never watched Braxton Family Values, Tawanda is separated from her husband, Andre, who was an aspiring author. But in previous seasons, he's done nothing but play video games and just exists. And Tawanda's always been the breadwinner. You know, she was an executive assistant for Toni. Easily, you can make $100,000 a year being an executive assistant. Yeah. Easy. So she's probably horny and hasn't had some in a minute. She's a drop it like it's hot.
Well, you know, she definitely has an obsession. So hopefully she can, you know, work that out. We'll see her work that out during this season. Maybe they'll get back together. Maybe they won't. Maybe she'll find her a new boo.
I would like to see her find herself a new man. Yes. A new men's, because Tawanda is beautiful. All the Braxton girls are pretty. And I actually got to meet Tamar and Tracy in person, and they're gorgeous. Like, the same way they look on TV is the same way they look in real life. They're beautiful girls. They're beautiful women. One of the things I'm really glad about this show that we're seeing is that we're not, you know, a lot of shows like Love and Hip Hop, this new one, Gossip, the Gossip show's coming up on VH1. Catty black females that, basketball wives.
Yeah.
Really portraying African American women, smart, successful, beautiful African American women in a bad light.
Yeah.
The Braxtons, it's family drama, but there's really nothing that's that distasteful. They're not fighting each other, they're not cussing at each other, they're not calling each other bitches, hoes, you know, N-word this, N-word that, bleep, bleep, bleep.
Yeah.
You know, so it's real. I'm really glad that Toni's been able to bring drama that most families have, be it brothers or sisters, in a comical light, but still hold these women in a positive light for role models. The reason why Tamar is so popular is because people look up to her.
Exactly.
And Toni, and Trina, and the mom. Hell, they look up to Gabe.
Oh, Lord.
You know?
Not that they should.
You know, we got to give Gabe some slack, though, Ash.
Exactly.
He's trying.
He's trying, but... honey, I don't know. I'm gonna have to work on my attitude towards Gabe.
Yeah.
But speaking of Gabe, let's talk about his wife or ex-wife. That'll be in my predictions because I don't know what's going on with them two. However, she went topless in Rome.
Of course she did.
She
Trina's
let
crazy.
them titties out. She said they need to breathe. They was sweating the sun.
Right, and then they're like, she got cocoa nipples. Well, yeah, she's a black woman. Of course she got cocoa nipples.
Like,
she got cocoa nipples, yes.
Don't all black folks do?
Marissa, can we say cocoa nipples on AfterBuzz? Okay, yeah, we can. Okay, it's good.
Yeah.
She said yes, cocoa nipples are great. Boom, Marissa approves. Ladies and gentlemen, hand a round of applause for our engineer, Marissa. She's off the hook. I love her to death. She's hilarious. Trina's just crazy. I think Trina is the crazy one. If I had to say who's the craziest, it would not be Tamar. It would not be Tawanda. It would not be Tracy. It would be Trina. Because
I
Trina,
think so.
She was
I agree with you.
drinking problem.
Yeah.
She's recovering, and now she's still got the crazy in her.
Yeah.
This whole Rome trip is snooze fest. I feel like they should have started the show with them in the States, probably doing shows, maybe more on Tamar. That's more exciting than them going to Rome.
Yeah, because when I found out that they were going to Rome and that, you know, Tamar wasn't going, I was like, well,
why are we gonna watch?
Why am I watching this? And I'm like, man, this is gonna be boring. And then they switched to Tamar in New York. I was like, yes, it's gonna be interesting. So I do agree. Rome, snooze fest. They should have started off with something more exciting to get us curious what's gonna happen next week. It's like, okay, well, they're going to Canada. How fun.
Tony's got a show in Canada. I wouldn't be mad being Toni Braxton's sister, though, because you're always employed.
Yeah.
You know, you always got coins. It's like, Toni, where you going this year? I'm going to Zimbabwe. You need backup singers? You know, boom, you're on a plane in Zimbabwe. The thing about Tamar, though, let's get back to Tamar, and then we'll touch on Rome a little bit more. And the reason why I want to talk more about Tamar is because Tamar really is intriguing. Her birthday was March 15th.
Happy birthday, Tay-Tay.
Happy 36th or 35. I don't know how old you are, but you're in your mid-30s, so you still look good. And Tamar, I feel like she really needs to kind of grow up a little bit. She could have her shemmy, hers, and her .coms and her .orgs and that's boo and all the things that she says is cute, but I would really love to see her evolve a little bit. You know, we still haven't seen a second single from this new album that's going to be out April 26th. You know, normally people, if you're trying to really get buzz and build buzz and get people on your team, because yes, you're a television personality, but it's kind of hard to cross over into music. You have 3 singles out by now. We'd be on to the second single, and it would be a hot club banger, and it would be all about it. We'd have like karaoke ringtones.
Exactly.
And we don't have that from Tamar. But in the news, I'm going to give you a reason why I think that is.
Yeah.
Why I think that is. So let's digress from Rome. I'm over Rome.
Rome was a snooze fest.
Rome. Let's get back to the States. Let's come back to the States. So, the mom.
Mama E.
Mama E. How do you feel about her?
You know what? I feel like I have not got enough of her personality. I feel like she's putting up a guard for TV. And, well, actually, in the next episode, I kind of see it a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm eager to kind of see more of her. She's kind of, I can't put my finger on it. It's just something about her. I mean, I love her, but there's something about her that I cannot put my finger on.
Right. She's very fleeting. Well, over the past 2 seasons, we've seen her always intervene on behalf of her daughters because she is the glue. You know, she told Tamar one time she would slap the piss out of her. And Tamar's eyes were like, my bad. But I just feel like I want to see more of the dad. The dad comes and goes. He bobs and weaves. And I also want to hear more of Trina's history because Trina has 2 children from a previous relationship, and they are of they're mixed race. So,
it seemed like Trina only Trina don't like the brothers.
Well, honestly, I know a lot of black females that don't like their brothers.
I do too.
I know a lot of, and I mean, you know, I am in an interracial relationship myself. I'm all for, you know, you love who you love, and you love who's gonna treat you good. Maybe she had a bad experience with the brothers, especially in Atlanta. You know, that maybe she probably feels like, you know what, let me get a little swirl on, let me get some cream in my coffee.
Baby. She swirl.
She got that super swirl. She got that Dairy Queen Blizzard swirl. Y'all know what I meant. You know what I meant. You know what I meant. And I'd also want to see more of Tracy. Tracy, she wanted to.
Tracy is so sweet.
So sweet.
But she's dumb.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. Baby girl is stupid.
Tracy, you dumb.
Baby girl, you dumb.
You dumb. You is beautiful, you is perfect, and you is dumb.
Some of the things that she says, and she's very slow when she talks, but it's not like a slow, like, I want you to understand what I'm saying. It's a slow as if I don't know what my next word is going to be.
Oh my God. Well, for the last 2 seasons, Ashley, she's been trying to open this salon called Believe, which means you come in beautiful and you leave. That's the
Exhibit A.
That was
Believe.
And even all her sisters were like,
really?
¿Cómo? ¿Qué?
Like, seriously?
Like,
no.
really? You know, she be her. You do not need to do that.
No.
But Tracy has been the one, you know, and over the course of some of the episodes too, that she's also said she feels left out. She feels left behind because back in the Braxtons group, she got pregnant. So the trio, the quartet became a trio. Yeah. Back in '96 when they got their deal with Atlantic. And I remember buying that album. I had that So Many Ways, and they redid The Boss from Diana Ross. It was a really good album. We're going to get some of that for next week. We'll get some of that, the old school Braxton's music, and give our listeners a taste. I'll bring that in. I have it on CD because it's not on iTunes or anywhere else. It's like out of print. I had to buy it on eBay for $3. But I feel Tracy has been trying to get her footing. I honestly feel like this show has made her the star kind of that she wanted to be.
Yeah. Because I don't think that she wants to be a superstar. She just wants some attention.
And she wants to sing with her sisters.
Yeah,
you know?
but I don't think they want her, they want her to sing with, but she's not as good as they would like her to be.
Well, I think that is because they don't give her a chance to be, you know, they don't
especially like if they're always bashing her, her confidence is not where it should be, so she's going to be timid.
Right.
She's just so sweet. I love her.
But stupid.
But stupid. But I still love you, boo-boo. You just a little dumb.
A little dumb. Well, you know it's not dumb? Going to iTunes and rating us and telling a friend. We love to hear your comments. We'll even shout you out. You got something you want to say? You have something we don't know about the Braxtons? Write it down. Let us know. Rate us. Give us 5 stars if you can. Oh, I'm telling you right now, give us 5 stars. But if you want, give us 5 stars. Rate us, tell a friend. That's how we roll here at AfterBuzz. We'll make sure you guys get your props because we got to keep the lights on and keep the Braxtons Family Value After Show coming to you. So glad to be here. So it's such a great show.
It is.
It's like my guilty pleasure.
Yes.
And normally I don't have guilty pleasure because I'm not guilty, but he, me, him says this is a guilty pleasure show. He, me, him. I'm not going to do that ever again, sorry. Okay, I won't promise that, but it might happen once again this season. So you've watched from the beginning, correct? Of every episode from each season. There's been 3 seasons. Well, kind of 2.5 seasons actually, but nonetheless, this is season 3. One of the things I do love about these girls, though, is that they know how to have a good time with each other.
They do.
You come from a family of 5 siblings. Are you your sisters, brothers?
I have 2 older brothers and 2 older sisters, so I'm the baby.
So how was that growing up? Well, what are some of the similarities you had in your family that you see with the Braxtons?
My sisters called me. I started watching this show because my sisters would call me and be like, "You are Tamar. You are Tamar." I'm like, "What?" And so when I watched it the first time, I was like, "Oh, so you guys think this is how I act, really?" But I can see, like, I'm a brat. Yes, I am. And you know, I'm used to getting attention because I was the smallest.
Right.
Everybody wanted to pick me up, and I'm like. So I get where Tamar is coming from. And, I mean, there's a lot of Toni, how she tries to, you know, unite everyone and make sure there's no argument and make sure if there is an argument that everything is talked out. Sure. I see that in my oldest siblings. That's just how they want things to be. They want peace or whatever. And, you know, the mom trying to keep them together and the mom being the glue. And, you know, I do see a lot of similarities. And that's why I like this show, because it's real. And I can see myself in the show, you know? So it's not like, as you said before, it's not catty girl drama. and calling each other bitchs and hoe. Yeah, I don't cuss, y'all, so I got to spell it out for y'all.
Well, you know, watching the Braxtons family values, and I think one of the issues I was reading online that the sisters had with Tamar is that none of the sisters were featured in Tamar and Vince. You saw none of the other Braxtons. It was only Tamar and Vince and their friends. You know, LaShawn Daniels, April Daniels.
And you know what? If that was me, I wouldn't want them in my stuff either. Like, this is my stuff.
But you have the Kardashians, though, who cross over all the time, and it works for them.
Yeah, but they're also sloppy and nasty, and they do a whole bunch of other stuff. I think that this is a whole nother dynamic. It can't even be put in the same category as the Kardashians. And I feel like because Toni had so much success and Tamar wanted to do exactly what Toni was doing, that this is her moment. This is what she wants to do. She wants it to be about her. Okay. This isn't the show, The Braxton Family Values, because, you know, if they were in her show, it would basically be The Braxton Family Values again, but with Vince.
Right. So, well, I mean, Vince is in the Braxton.
Yeah, so it'd be like... Right. So I just think that she wanted her own thing. I feel you, Tay-Tay, because I watch.
I think the Braxtons are the nicer African-American Kardashians, minus the crazy mom and the others.
Slutting out and all that stuff. I mean, I don't see Tamar having a sex tape with... I wouldn't even want to see that.
No, with Vince, no thank you. No thank you. No. Hashtag no thank you. No thank you. Sorry about it. Well, you know, in Rome, Toni has this obsession with I Love Lucy and the grape stomping, which to me... I don't know how I feel about that. You know, feet, grapes. I'm all about some pretty toes, and if they're super clean, you might get a lick or a kiss on one of them. However, repeated stepping on grapes, and then the guy that owns the winery, he drinks it.
Yeah.
I'm going home.
That's
barf in my mouth.
Yeah, that was disgusting. It like really was disgusting.
Yeah. But
and Tracy's feet looked dirty when she got in there stomping around. I was like, her feet just looked like they got
bunions. Bunions, corns. She had a whole salad up in there. It was a Braxton salad.
They looked to me they looked out of place at the vineyard. I think they just did. The only person who looked like they belonged there was Toni. Everyone else just looking around, and they just looked. It was just stupid. I'm like, they could have cut this out.
Well, we move on to the end of the show where you know, Toni and Tamar finally have a confrontation, and Tamar has been saying out the whole episode that no one calls her, no one tries to reach out to her. You know, she calls them, no answer. She's pretty much. Maybe she was alluding to she was getting the silent treatment, maybe a little bit, which I cannot see happening with 5 sisters. Not all 5 of them are gonna be okay. I have an older brother, a twin brother, and a little sister. There is no way on a bad day that any of them would ignore me. They may cuss me out, or they may yell at me, or pick up the phone, don't call me, but they're not going to ignore me. Then they'll tell, you know, like, like you don't have that kind of, there's no silent treatment within family unless it's like really intense.
Well, I think that everyone needs their moments. So maybe, you know, it could have been like a day or 2 or, you know, 3 days, which can seem really long to a close-knit family. So I think that's what, I don't think it was like a week or 2 weeks. It may have been just a day or 2. But I mean, I will admit, I do take time to myself and just turn my phone off for like a couple of days, and it's like, okay, I'm just focusing on me. And then when I turn it back on,
boom, 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 bang, bang, bang,
boom, 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 bang, bang, bang. You got brother knocking down the door, sister flying in from Ohio. I'm like, my bad, I just needed to rest. So I see what Tamar's. I think that she was trying to reach out, and they were just like, you know what? I'm tired of dealing with this. Tamar, I cannot deal with your attitude right now. I need to focus on me, or I just need a day. Tamar. So I get it. I think that that's what happened.
I have never, ever in my 15 years of having a cell phone turned it off for 3 days.
Really?
No.
Try it. It's amazing.
I'm going to try because I think I'm addicted. Not to Facebook, but just like answering emails. Getting that text, you know, like it's just because that's the world we live in.
Exactly.
But I get it. Well, at the end of the episode, they talk. Of course, Tamar storms off because she feels Toni is not listening to her, and I think that Toni doesn't ever talk at anyone. Toni's she's a Libra. She sees both sides.
She's a big sister.
She's a mediator. She sees both sides to every situation. She's devil's advocate. She wants to find a happy medium and a compromise. I know because I am a Libra myself. September 27th. Boom. But Tamar.
What is Tamar?
Tamar is a Pisces.
Oh.
And Pisces can be oversensitive.
Yeah.
Not so stubborn, but a little bit. Their sensitivity comes out in the form of they swim away. They swim away. They don't want to deal with it. They need to compress.
Hence her walking away.
And to marinate. to process what's going on. So and I could see it too, how they don't listen to Tamar, because Tamar's smart. Tamar is, she tells like it is. She's real. She's blunt. She's gonna put it out there, and I respect that about her, because if you watch over the seasons, Tamar has really never been wrong about stuff.
Yeah.
Just her delivery is always like, tact, sweetheart, tact. Learn how to say things without saying them. I don't know.
You know what, Tay-Tay? I'm the same way. You have to learn how to say things without being so aggressive, because I don't see it as aggressive.
Me neither.
I just say it, but then they're like, they're just like, what? They get defensive because I'm just like in your face, and I feel like that's how Tamar is.
Your thought process, what's going on in your head, they can't see, because you're coming from a good place. You're not trying to be a biatch. You're not trying to be rude or hateful.
Yeah.
You're for the good of everybody. It's like, why sugarcoat something when if I tell you like it is, it'll help you in the long run?
Do you think Tamar is too real for TV?
No. I think that Tamar, but the reason why Tamar is so popular is because of how she is. People want that. We love to hate her.
Exactly.
We love to hate her.
Yeah.
Because not only is she beautiful and glamorous, but she has that mouth. She goes off. They all have a mouth, actually. They all have. Tamar is like the platinum edition of all the Braxton sisters. You know, she's like the deluxe, Target free, bonus track edition of the of the Braxtons. So, but overall, I think the premiere episode was okay.
It was okay.
I'm excited to see what's going to happen next. And I'm also excited to see what kind of hairstyles these girls come up with, because I kid you not, every scene they got a different do.
They do, but I hope that Tracy sticks with her Nene Leakish, because I think it's really fitting. It's very becoming of her. I think that she looked really beautiful in Rome, so I feel like you need to just keep that. It was very cute. And hold up.
What up? Whoa, my bad.
Because you talk about her was looking good in every scene. Did you see that braided pigtail?
Yeah.
That was a hot daggone mess.
But she was trying to keep it, they're on vacation. Beyonce does it.
She ain't Beyonce.
It's okay.
She looked a mess. I didn't like that. You get 2 snaps down for that, honey. Damn. I did not like it. Look,
I don't get what difference between a track, a weave, extensions. I have no idea as long as it looks good, I don't care.
She is grown. You do not need to wear braided pigtails.
Maybe that's what she was feeling, Ashley. Maybe she was like trying to get back with her 89 self. Back in 89, that's how they roll. That's how they do it.
Whatever, girl.
Well, there you have it, AfterBuzzers. The premiere of Season 3 of the Braxton Family Values on WeTV. You can also tweet live with them while you're watching the show on Thursdays. And you can tweet live with us here on AfterBuzz while you're watching the AfterBuzz TV show for the Braxton Family Values as well. So please do that. Let's move on to news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So I was online because, I'm that guy, and I was reading that Tamar Braxton is pregnant.
Yes.
She's expecting a baby. I'm not sure what the sex is. I don't think it's been revealed what the sex is, but on that grapejuice.com, there's a huge picture with her talking about her pregnancy, and I'm waiting to get the details if she did in vitro or how, because throughout the course, my bad, on other seasons of Braxton Family Values, she was having problems conceiving. And she also was going to have Towanda carry the baby, which was really cool.
And Vince was like, no.
No, I will not. No, not Vince. Andre was like, no.
No, Vince did too. Because last season, Tamar took Towanda to dinner or wherever, to lunch, and was like, you know what? Vince said no, he don't want to do it that way. And then that's when they started talking about surrogacy, getting a surrogate. Right. So she's pregnant.
But that's really cool for her sister to offer that. I mean, that's a big task to take on and say, oh, you know what? I'll carry your baby, no problem.
Yeah.
Just drop me like, a big gulp and some gum. We're good. We're good. But so she's pregnant and she's expecting. And hopefully we're going to hear some new music from Toni Braxton as well. And Tamar's album will be dropping later on this spring. She was signed to Streamline Records, but now it's official. She is part of the Epic Music Group, which is part of Sony. On the website, you can see, they have Tamar coming soon. And on iTunes, they've taken the single from Streamline and rebranded it under Epic. So that's good stuff. She finally got that deal she wanted.
She did.
Really excited for the new Tamar album. I think it's going to be good. Worked with a lot of co-producers, Harvey, Vince, LaShawn. It's going to be good stuff. Dark Child. It's going to be good.
Yes.
It's going to be good.
I agree.
So there you have it. Let's move on to predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So, Miss Gray, what do you think?
I want to know what's going to go on with Andre and Towanda. Her obsession with peonies, is she going to get that resolved? Is she going to get some action from her husband? I want to know what's going to happen with that. And also, Trina and her man, Gabe, is he going to be in this season? Are we going to see him? Are they still together? We don't know.
We don't know. We don't know.
We need to find out.
I'm predicting that Toni is going to also go back on the road, and there's going to be issues with the sisters because the sisters now want to have their own identities. Tamar, I'm sorry. I had an air bubble. I almost gagged. I almost choked. I think that Tamar, throughout the course of the season, we're going to see more of Tamar's career. While it's also going to come to a head that she is pregnant. So, I mean, basically, it's another day at the office for the Braxtons.
Do you think that she's going to take a step back because she is pregnant, or do you think she's still going to just push through?
I think she's going to deliver and get right back. Beyonce, deliver and keep it moving.
Okay. Now I know this wasn't in her plans right now, this fast to have a child. So how do you think what do you think her attitude is about it right now?
Her attitude last season was no.
Exactly.
I mean, I didn't want to do it. I don't know, but you know what? God has a plan.
Exactly.
And Tamar is a spiritual person, I think. And Vince is a spiritual person. He's always, talking about faith in the Lord. So I really think it's going to be a good thing. It's a blessing at the end of the day.
Exactly.
At the end of the day. AfterBuzzers, there you have it, the premiere of the Braxton's Family Value After Show on AfterBuzz TV. Ashley Gray, so glad to be here with you.
And it's so glad to be here with you. And make sure that you guys tweet me at @TweetNinaMarie. You can also follow me on Instagram, Nina Marie Gray, or add me as a friend on Facebook. Either way, I would love to connect with you, ask me questions about the after show and other after shows that I'll be doing, like BET's The Game, as well as I might jump onto Vampire Diaries. Are you doing any after shows?
Yes,
other than
I'm
this
on
one?
the Grey's Anatomy After Show and Dance Moms, and you can find me on Twitter at JJCForever, and you can also follow me on Instagram at @TheJasonJCarter. And please check out my other AfterBuzz shows, Grey's Anatomy and Dance Moms. And until next Sunday, we'll see you guys here next time. Deuces, have a great week.
Bye.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.